Are we on? We are on. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. It is the Aloha Hour with a special cadre of guests this evening. I am your host, Mike S. Miller, as always. I'm here, got this camera on here because I'm going to finish up this piece while we're chatting. But with us tonight, I guess he's been here before, Elliot Fernandez, intro.
Oh. The inferior Elliot Fernandez.
Hardly. All right, Elliot does not want to introduce himself. He's a fantastic artist and one of the bright, shining stars of the future of Comicsgate. Also, a less shiny star, John Malin.
Shoot. Champion for life, Malin Militia. Hi, everyone.
Champion.
And our esteemed colleague and effervescent Edwin Boyette.
Aloha. I hope everyone is doing fantastic this evening.
The immortal Edwin.
The immortal. And so I'm doing this piece. It is the Comicsgate Christmas card that will come along with any mailable purchase from the Indiegogo on LONESTAR. I had a bunny rabbit here, and I'm trying to figure out what to replace it with because that wouldn't, I guess, be nice to put POTUS Thump or something there. So if anyone has any suggestions, please spit them out in the chat, and we'll be watching. Elliot, did you have something you wanted to show us?
Yeah, let me. I'll tell you what. Keep talking. I'll pull it up. I didn't even think to pull it up right away.
All right, Edwin, how is your day going, buddy?
It's been good. I'm very happy. I'm very happy it's Friday.
Friday night.
TGIF.
This has been like an amazing year for the company I've worked for. I think this has been our largest year ever, our busiest year ever, and it certainly felt like it.
Awesome.
The weight of success is on your shoulders, huh?
Yeah. Well, usually this time of year we start slowing down. Everybody starts slowing down, and it feels like we're just pressing the gas pedal all the way into 2019.
Oh my gosh, 2019. It's almost here.
That's crazy talk.
Unbelievable.
5G, getting closer.
Speaking of 5G, we have a $5 super chat from Professor Geek. He says, "Love the art, Mike. Replace the bunny with Gail Simone with an apple in her mouth. Too much?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some Bill Sienkiewicz stuff there.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine how much blowback there would be if you did that? and everyone would just turn a complete blind eye to what Bill Sienkiewicz did with Sarah Huckabee.
Well, that might be reason enough to do it.
I wouldn't encourage it.
The bizarre thing when he did that, did he do his little bit? Was it before or after the shooting at the baseball field of the various Congress people and at the softball game?
Yeah,
I don't remember. Steve Scalise. Yeah, I don't remember the timing of it. I do not recall.
He's an odd little man. He's an odd little man, and he likes to throw some words around very loosely. Sienkiewicz is the one who said that the part of the K, and so.
Come out, buddy. What'd you say?
I said Bill Sienkiewicz is an odd little man. He's the one who said that members of Comicsgate are part of a clan, and that is a clan spelled with a K. That was part of his rant.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that guy.
Yeah, sincerely, he's broken. Trump broken.
You imagine?
But
I mean,
never.
Oh, go ahead, Edwin.
Fear. I mean, he's got the cover art for Daredevil, and I think he's got some stuff in. I think he's got some stuff coming up in Moon Knight. So yeah, Marvel showed him.
Mike, in chat, they're asking if you could lock it on your screen so they can see what you're doing.
Oh, Elijah, can you lock it on my screen? So Elliot gets back.
I have the files now. I can show you now.
Oh. Well, we could just look at Elliot's stuff then.
All right, so I'm just going to show you guys, because some people are confused about some of the work that I have or haven't done. So I'm going to just kind of share with you guys some of my work. So this is some of the stuff I did for Ash, Army of Darkness versus Xena, for Dynamite Comics. Let me see if I can. Is there an easier way to do this?
You have it locked on me, dude. I said unlock it for Elliot. All right, start over.
Can you see this, guys?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this was page 1. I'm just going to go through it. Just going to cycle through what I have, and you guys can criticize it or hate it or love it or whatever.
Now, what is this?
What?
Dynamite?
Yeah, this was Army of Darkness Xena over at Dynamite that I did.
Good likeness.
Thanks. And this is the again, I was on a deadline. This is the best of the 2 issues that I worked on.
How long ago, Elliot? How old are these?
These are 2 years old, maybe 3 years. Well, it's more like 2 years. I did this right after I became a freelance independent artist.
What were you before that?
I used to be a creative director and an art director at an apparel company. I used to do creative direction for the Harley Davidson brand.
Oh.
This is my favorite page, 2-page spread.
Well, yeah, I think these are the first sequentials I've ever seen of yours, Elliot. Yeah, these are pretty good. And with there being a 2-year difference in your art, yeah, I'm very interested to see what your final pages will look like for your next project.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm excited too. That's what I mean. There was a lot of opportunity for growth back then, and I've been doing so much work, and I feel like in general as a draftsman, I've improved. So it'd be great to see that all apply to to sequential work. Let me show you real quick some of the stuff I did for DC. This is for issue 2 of Harley Quinn Power Girl.
Were you doing a page a day roughly, time-wise?
Yeah, I was. It was difficult because at the time I was doing full-time. I was working full-time. So this is why I'm excited, because I think this would certainly be the difference in that I'd be doing this full-time, this new story, instead.
How much time would you prefer to spend on a page? Like, what's your sweet spot?
I mean, I could do a page a day. I prefer to pick it up from there and do something more significant than that. But I'd rather. I just want to be able to do a page a full day, versus back then I was doing some of these in about 5 to 6 hours instead of what I should have spent on these.
Yeah, it's like you want to be able to hit a page a day, but you want to be able to spend as much time on that page as it takes.
Yeah. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely like a day and a half, 2 days is like my idea time frame to do a page.
Yeah, and I was doing these pencils and inks in that time frame, so it was rough for me. I'm not even sure issue. This was so I was doing backup pages for this book. Like I said, I just trying to give you guys a sense of what I did. Like you said, most people haven't seen what I've done, so some of these pages I did on an airplane on the way to a convention for Harley Davidson. So I was having tough times, but I made it through. And that was the panel I had to not the page I didn't do because of that. And the other thing I did was I did this backup story here of epilogue for DMC Comics.
Now these are all your inks too, right?
Yeah, this is digital inks.
Okay.
So that's another thing. I would probably do some of the book digitally, but then I want to do certain key pages traditional for this campaign I want to do for this my own story here. So there's some cool stuff. There's some cool stuff. It could have been better.
Go back to that 3 panel is kind of, it's almost kind of like a stamp, but different.
Yeah, I decided to try to leave everything in pencil, like for the reflection in his eye. So everything else was going to be just loose sketch look for the exterior, so I can create some. I'm really big on making sure there's clarity in every panel. So even if it's inked, I wanted to leave. And I was doing all this in the computer, so I had a special brush that gave me a pencil look. So all this stuff was penciled in the background, and then the black ink stuff was going to be the stuff that would be the current time frame. So then when you get into this page, this whole flashback is in pencils instead, or digital pencils. And then at the end of this, there's supposed to be in this image here some graffiti art in the background in this wall, so I left that open. That was not my artwork. And then finally the dun dun dun, that guy scene. Yeah. So that's about as much as I have to share. Other than that, I did some stuff for Archie as well. Let's see, Riverdale. I worked on. There's number 1. That was the Archie story. I had to change some of this because I kept getting adjustments like, no, Archie's too bulky. The actor's not going to look that way. That sort of stuff. So I have several versions.
Well, yeah, looks like we can at least rest assured that you know how to do sequentials. So yeah, there's nothing overly noticeable in the negative. The only thing I'd say is, I mean, if anything at all, is just, for the type of story that you're planning on doing with those characters, like for me, again, like I said, like I see like this, Joe Mad influence, and I would just love to see the big pages,
yeah,
big action, in your face type shots. But I mean, for all these for what they are, yeah, you're doing a perfectly fine job.
You're doing a great job, Elliot.
Suitable, huh?
I said you're doing a great job. I think your book's going to do great. I hope you get the right writer on it, and you do. I mean, your ideas sound great. I just hope the writer is comparable to your art.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you really need someone for dialogue, though, don't you, Elliot? I mean, you kind of know what you want to do with the whole thing, right?
Yeah, there's more to writing a concise story than just having scenes. Having those key scenes and key events and stuff is great and important, but it all has to stitch together to make a cohesive story.
No, I don't disagree with you on that. But I think to John's point, if I can just come up with the right thing, like I said, I have a couple of people helping me out with this that I think are going to be able to help.
Now, out of those examples that you showed us, Which book did you have the most autonomy on doing, like panel layout and composition?
Elliot, are you there?
Elliot?
Oh,
Is-
goes up.
What's that? What was that?
Oh, go ahead, Adam.
As all of the examples that you showed us, which one?
Yes, sir.
Which one did you have the most autonomy? So which one could you use the most judgment on the panel layout and the composition? So in which one of these examples are we seeing more of your particular choices for moving the story along, more of your exercise and judgment on the actual composition?
That's a great question. I think there's a toss-up between the DMC pages and the Harley Quinn Power Girl pages. They gave me specific. The writer wrote it more in plot style, although they gave me a lot of information as far as dialogue. They tell me what the information was in each panel, but I adjusted it according to what I thought would work better. If I remember that correctly, Archie was. I think Archie went well like that too. I haven't had too many. I kind of prefer I prefer a full script, but only because I want to be. In those days, I was trying to be as efficient as possible. So if I can get the most information, the better for me to execute. But I think in general, that has been what I got out of the work that I did for those multiple companies. It was more of like a little more open from time to time, which always caused me a lot of stress because I was like, I got to figure this out too. That sounds lazy, but I was busy back then, real busy.
And now you're not.
No, I'm busy. I got bills to pay. I'm just busy in a different way. I think what I'm hoping for is that I'll be able to launch this campaign, and it'll be something that the market will allow me to take, like you guys said, to take the time to produce, and do it the proper way. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully you guys will appreciate it.
Oh yeah, dude, friggin', I'll back you up for sure.
I'll be picking your brains.
What about doing a like Mad with the pencil only? Because you're really good with all your shading, and I mean, these look pretty close to printable as they are.
That's not a bad idea. I'd have to probably use different tools for that. Instead of using the blue pencil, I have to switch to regular graphite. I like that idea. I just always felt like sometimes it was too soft and it made the colors look a little muddy. Yeah. So I like the clarity that inks bring to the artwork.
Yeah, you definitely need to find a colorist that can pull that off. I can't remember the name of the guy that Mad used, but I mean, you got to get a home run. That.
He was using liquid, Christian Leitner from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Were you at Extreme when Christian was there? John?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't at Extreme. I have an Extreme jacket, but I wasn't at Extreme.
Oh, you were off campus.
Well, I was just working for Rob years later. There was no studio there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. But no, I'm aware of Liquid Color. So
yeah,
they did I think that Lichtner guy did the Eve book, right? That was his project, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Eve Proto Mecha with Ali Garza's art.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great colors.
Yeah. He's over at Blizzard now, actually.
Okay. So probably not going to get him.
No. Like I said, I think I'll stick with the clean format. But the colors that I want, I don't really want to go too flashy with them. I like Stefan Roux. Whenever he gets his stuff done and colored, he's got a great look that I like. That's a little more on the not flat, but just clean colors. I don't know if there's such a thing to say out there. But.
Coloring over pencil?
No. I'm
Okay.
talking about because he has a very clean style with the way he goes over his lines with the ink with a pen like you might draw them with pencil.
Hmm.
So it has a real clean. Who else is? Oh, J. Scott Campbell's like that too. He's got a very fun line to his work.
Oh, but you could draw with the blue pencil. Just FYI, you just scan it in grayscale.
No, I could. It's just it doesn't erase very well.
Ah.
So I get a lot of these spots where like I have a tuft of hair on the Cyclops I can't get rid of.
Oh.
I'm an idiot. You know?
No, I do the same thing.
All right. So how far out do you think you are from launching this, Elliot?
We were just talking about that earlier tonight. I was hoping to. I think I have enough information here, and probably just kind of tighten up my overall plot to be able to produce a decent pitch. And I probably start working on some sort of cover art. So I was hoping to launch at first here in November, but not sure that I'll be able to meet that with some of the stuff I have to do. So I'm looking at possibly December, if not going out to February. I think February is a better option.
Yeah.
So what would it take? What would it take to convince you to incorporate into the idea of your Indiegogo that after the work is delivered to the early adopters, that at some point after that, it would make its way into comic book stores or make its way onto Amazon or make its way onto Alterna or something like that?
That's something I've actually considered. I'm not. That's not a critical element for me, but I have. This is the project that I thought that I would be able to do with Alterna if I could. That's another reason why I wanted to control the coloring on it as well. But because I like I said, I have weird ideas. I'm not totally sure where by the time this is all done, where that's going to end up. But I am planning on breaking this up into 2 issues for the first chapter, or the first act, I guess. 2 issues for the second, 2 issues for the third. So there's a plan to make it. If I want to design it so that I can break it up into 2 issues at a time per campaign. If that makes sense. So I'm setting it up for that. If that's something that's available.
But you're not going to print 2 issues per campaign. You're going to print it as 40-page books.
Yes. But if I decided to go with someone like Alterna or something like that, I would consider it that way.
Well, you can consider that for later down the road. This is the premier issues that you're publishing. These are the limited edition first runs, and then you break it up, let our Alterna or whoever else print them as individual issues later down the road. So,
I'm trying to pre-engineer it.
It's one or the other,
I think
Chad is worried that you look tired. Are you tired?
Well, hopefully I look tired because I've been going hard making my money this week. I should look tired.
Do you have to work tomorrow, Edwin?
I do not. We've moved apartments though, and I do need to go and spend a little time cleaning up the old place. I had the joy of paying for 2 places this particular month. That's fine.
Bummer.
That's Hawaii rent too.
Yeah. It's not cheap. All right, so Elliot, the reason I'm trying to talk you into this, or trying to persuade you, I believe that the artist or the creators who are able to transition their books from Indiegogos into either some secondary direct delivery means like Amazon, or even better into a comic book store at some later point, will have amazing success on their subsequent Indiegogo campaigns. Because I think, the number of people who buy comic books in the United States of America are somewhere between, I don't know, probably 600,000 and 1 million people. right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The number of people that have contributed to Comicsgate Indiegogos are somewhere, unique people are somewhere between 15,000 and 20,000 people, maybe 22,000 at a high end. Does that sound about right, Malin?
I mean, I think it's hard to figure. You know, Jawbreakers had 10,000 backers. Ethan had, what did he close around? 8,000.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, if everyone's buying little bits here or there, maybe I would say I think 15,000 would probably be on the high end.
Okay, so I'm somewhere in the realm of reality. That's why I tossed a range out there. My point is, if you get your books in stores, in some other version, right, you have the potential, particularly if, you know, one of your pages is all your particular contact information, you know, Elliot Fernandez on, you know, MySpace, you know, Big Pimp Daddy on MySpace.com, whatever your contact information is.
Perfect. I love it.
You can pull in all these additional people that haven't come into the Indiegogo space yet, right? Haven't come into the crowdfunding space yet. But if you do it like that, I think you'll prime people, because now they'll have read something of yours in print, right? And then they can come around and help fund subsequent iterations of that particular comic or your additional work. And there's examples of people who have done this to great success. You know, I think Ethan transitioned directly from metal into his large YouTube audience and then into Cyberfog. That worked beautifully for him. But there's a couple of guys who've been making crowdfunded only books for a while now, and they've been doing it to great success. Like the Lady Death. Who's the Lady Death creator, Mike?
Brian Pulido.
Yeah,
I was getting confused.
and does Lady Death was in the stores? Did the new ones wind up in stores, or is the crowdfunding the only way to obtain?
No. That's all part of it. It's all part of his overall marketing campaign. So
Yeah.
He sold it first.
There are, for everybody who's contributing to Indiegogo, there are thousands of fans who cannot keep up at these particular price points.
Mm-hmm.
But if there were $4 or $5 comic books in the comic stores, you know, some months down the line, there are thousands of more fans there for the taking, right? Who would pick up these books. And so I think the first creator or the first couple of creators who can take advantage of that and can capture these aspects of the market are going to have immense success.
I don't disagree with you on that. I just had to do some more research and how I would launch that exactly. Yeah. You know, I'm still very unfamiliar with what that market looks like from an independent place other than Indiegogo or crowdfunding. So yeah, I don't disagree with that necessarily, and I'm not opposed to it. It's just a matter of, is it the right thing for me? I have to learn a little more about it.
And I think,
yeah, I almost think that a good way about going about this, and I'm not 100% sure, but if everyone does their crowd funds and we all operate as independents to get our crowd funds done, and then after maybe a year or so, like Graveyard Shift, for example, when book 1 and book 2 are all out, when Elliot has his projects rolling out, if they all go underneath one roof, like all caps, if Ethan did something like that, because he was talking a little bit about company stuff for everybody, but then if we all launch from like all caps into the retail or to the retailers, I think that could actually make a pretty good splash and be a good amount of attention. So that's far down the road, but right now, for me, it's definitely my concerns are in the crowdfunding, and anything beyond that is kind of bonus to me.
Yeah, I think though the first people who are able to do this are going to reap some pretty amazing rewards and a substantial amount of goodwill from the fans. And I think it would be some game changers for the first people who can figure it out, and we'll go put the work in to make it happen.
Yeah, it's just going to be hard because, I mean, again, you know, it's what's the platform that everybody has. I mean, someone like Ethan, I think, can come from a point of strength, but everyone else, you're entering the, you know, the dominated, you know, diamond market. You're going into the back of the book, and independent books go out by themselves all the time, and they fail miserably.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Again, you know, Ethan or someone like that could do probably pretty well, but don't know. Just don't know. But if everybody launched like in mass from a company like All Caps, and we were all under kind of one roof for that launch, we could have enough material out to, you know, presumably have some really good quality books coming out, like really good and strong for at least a year, and then maybe some of that money gets put into building out monthly lines. So
yeah, it's not a bad idea. And just again, the sooner the better. And this is just keeping my ear to the ground and looking at the underutilized spaces in the market, and being able to have stuff at a low price point, because this is what nobody's capturing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And right now we've got right now from when do people start getting the black and red or the red and black sketchbook? When does that get shipped?
Those have already all been shipped. Most people have already received it. So we promised to have it by the end of October. I did the last commission just the night before Halloween, so we had those shipped out, except for one we had a challenge with Guam, but that one we resolved that, and that went out yesterday. So
did you use a fulfillment service, or how did you?
No, my business partner and I fulfilled it ourselves. He in particular, I just helped out where I could in certain things, but my task was just to produce the artwork and get the commissions completed. So he did a great job with that. But that's another thing, because shipping was not inexpensive. So that's something I need to reevaluate as well. I think that's where I think your conversation about that is a worthy conversation to have, because there are so many challenges, not just from the cost of the product, but also from the fulfillment of the product as far as cost to the producer. So there are some things to be considered there. But I think I agree with Malin. I think that this first go around, it was already a bit of a challenge logistically to get everything out. As small as that book was, and that I did, Black and Red, it was a bit challenging to get everything organized properly. So that was our first project to see how we would run a campaign, or how I could run a campaign. I'm looking forward to learning more from everybody else and how they're fulfilling, so we can, because I would love to see how we can do more, better on the side of cost savings on shipping. That would help everybody out, but that's not always going to be a reality.
There's a real need for a go-to fulfillment center. If somebody was able to get on that and offer everybody good deals, I mean, because that's where I'm at right now is trying to think, what can we do about getting a fulfillment center at a good price. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of projects coming down the chute potentially.
Yeah.
And if someone gets on that could be a real opportunity for someone. They just have to have the time and the ambition to do it. We're artists, so we don't, necessarily have that. But there's a hole in the market if anyone's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, absolutely. Just listening to Zach describe getting a fulfillment service to buy his time back, and that's something that we talk about all the time. My business partner and I is because we're not just producing comics. We also have a site, a store now called Big Bridge Designs, and we do little things there that we're trying to kind of connect with all these products, and that alone, I'd rather have more time to build that out than I would putting any energy into figuring out what the address is to Guam.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
Because that was a headache and a half just trying to figure it out. We almost had to refund that one because we didn't know what to do with it until we realized, oh, wait a minute, that's a U.S. territory.
Yeah, and when Ethan was talking about, a company, that's what I was thinking, and I'm just like, if there's something that can take that pressure off and let us artists focus on our art and let someone else deal with the logistics for everything, then that could be very tempting for someone like me at least. But I just want to know what those options are going to be. So if Ethan does do something like that, then that's big bait for me, just so I know everything gets done and taken care of well.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the cost, the scale of cost, because let's see, Retrographic Books LLC says fulfillment center is just a waste of money. Ship yourself, you lazy censored word. So let's give this some perspective. John Malin has 2,045 individual orders, right? Zach has been maxing out at what, about 200 books shipped a day. Is that about his maximum? I'm trying to remember what he said. Does that sound right, John?
I'm not sure what his time frame has been. But yeah, I mean, it's a burden. And definitely coming from an artist, that's something that ideally I don't really want to be putting in those kinds of hours into that. Again, I'd rather be drawing and coming up with new ideas and keep those trains rolling. Even doing the crowdfund. I mean, this is a large part of your time. When I did Jawbreakers, I mean, I put a lot of effort into getting out onto the channels and stuff, and that's why when I came to here to do this, I knew that I wanted to just set aside time, so I wouldn't have to be overburdened with trying to get stuff done and promoting, and so when it comes down to all the time used, yeah, I mean, you could look at it as people being lazy, but it's creative people trying to be creative and do what we do, and just like any business, you want to hand things off to people that are better at it than you are.
Right. Well, and here's what I'm looking at with 2,045 books. If John Malin could package up 125 books a day, and so that's package, tape, make a label, affix the postage, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he can do 125 books a day, that's going to take him 16 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
16 days straight. Okay,
and customer service as well for when there's an issue and something doesn't show up or shows up wrecked. And I mean, yeah.
And so, but that means that's essentially probably at least the most of a month where he won't be producing any art.
Mm-hmm.
That's if he does it straight. So if it takes him longer than that, if he has any challenges, any kind of hiccups. So I appreciate the idea that I see the chat. Some people have made comments about that someone says I'm the spirit of indie, but I think once you get into that level where you're producing that much, it's no longer about indie. You're an entrepreneur, and we're meeting the demands of the market. So it's no longer simply a matter of an idealized, romanticization of producing a comic book anymore. Now we got to get these things out, because if you guys don't get it, and the next thing is you want your refund like every other business is treated.
As far as shipping and fulfillment, it's cost-benefit analysis. It's going to cost you as a creator let's see, John, you and I just did how many pages of our comic? If you break it down, we're getting paid over $1,000 a page, which is roughly $1,000 a day to produce a comic book, right? And so we're going to take that $1,000 a day we could be producing our next comic book and put it into something that we could technically just hire someone for minimum wage to do.
Right.
Well, yeah.
What
I'm not making that good money like Mike is, though.
we can.
You make more money.
Yeah, I have a co-creator though, Mike.
Oh, that's right.
Mike, when did you launch? When did you launch the Lone Star campaign?
In July.
Before Graveyard Shift.
Now, when you launched, you had the cover. You had 5 pages. Did you have 20 pages? Okay, so you had 20 pages. So when did you actually start the script? When did you write the treatment?
Oh, I wrote the treatment a long time ago. Probably a year, not quite a year ago.
All right, so all of July, all of August, all of September, all of October, and now we're into November. In reality, you've got, now this is kind of weird because you've been streaming and so forth, but you've probably got at least about 180 days into Lone Star. Okay. You're at 100,000. All right. So you're at about $500 a day, $500 and some change. Okay. If it took you like let's see, I think you actually have more backers than Mr. Malin. He's raised more funds, but I think you actually have more backers. Let's see.
Yep.
So that means
Graveyard Shift ran like half the time Lone Star did. Burn.
Well, no. I'm just looking at the absolute numbers. Okay. So 2,163. So Mike, if you fulfilled for yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
At 125 a day, right? Now you've got some slave labor, so it may be viable for you. But you're still looking at 17 days straight. Now, based on if we're setting your current rate, now this is not counting on whatever happens to subsequent sales of Lone Star #1. But if we're setting your productive rate at $550 per day, right? Mm-hmm. If you package this yourself, the opportunity cost of that for you is you're losing out on about $9,000 in revenue by packaging it yourself. So if you can get a fulfillment service for less than $9,000, might be worth it.
Yeah, long term. Except I don't have I wouldn't have the money to do that. So slave labor it is.
So if you're going to launch an Indiegogo, make sure you have about a dozen kids and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, seriously, it's not hard to hire some high school kid to freaking stuff envelopes.
Is there an easy function? Is there an easy function to convert the? What does Indiegogo give you? Does it give you an Excel? Does it give you a CSV file? How does it give you the?
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point yet. I think you export. I think if I remember, you export to CSV.
All right, and then you've got a substantial amount of printing to do. How many mailing labels per page? Is it like a dozen?
I don't know. I haven't dealt with that yet either.
Yeah. So like just you and Malin each are going to have like 200 pages of just labels.
Yeah. Truth.
So, anyways, yeah, if somebody ends up getting a fulfillment service going, or just a good production train going on, they could have a real good opportunity of building a business. It just isn't going to be me, I can tell you that. Mike, are you using a different camera than what you had on Ethan's stream?
I don't know what's going on. Suddenly it's like slowed down.
Oh, okay.
Is everybody like somebody on the Xbox? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that.
California. What are you gonna do?
California.
What are you doing there, Elliot?
I'm just trying to draw another one of my occultists. I want to make some more of these scary. These guys are the minions. They're gonna have special hats. I haven't designed those yet, but I'm just playing around with the idea of what their paint looks like, their face paint. They all have this like all-seeing eye thing here that's always spooky.
Ah, okay.
So I'm done. I decided on a unicorn, a baby unicorn.
Hey.
Oh.
I thought it brought everything back to
That's funny.
baby unicorn.
Aw.
Where's
I'm going to complain about that though, because they're going to say rhinos are endangered.
Where's the butter on the table, Mike?
Oh, very good call. Very
Yeah,
good
get
call.
some silverware on there, Mike. Come on, Mike.
True silverware. Are you blind?
I can't see behind that blurred image.
Put those two little guys from Publix, the little pilgrims. When, except they're not pilgrims, they're, I don't know. I'm not a gas now. It's late for me, guys.
Elliot has tapped it.
So
Eating you.
this is a lot of stuff here.
Are all your kids binge watching Sabrina episodes, Mike? What's going on?
Jeez, I guess. Something's going on.
Mike ain't gonna let them watch that.
Mm.
I try to only let them watch quality TV.
Have you watched any of that?
Like, I was that weird parent that like I wouldn't let them watch certain animated shows because the quality of the animation was bad.
What did you say, Joe?
Oh, have you seen that show, Edwin?
Oh, hang on a second. Let me check. Yeah, my testicles are still attached. No.
Oh no.
No, I have not watched Sabrina.
Burn.
But
Yeah, I've been watching it because I've been on Nasser's Witching Hour, so that was our homework assignment. So I've been watching it, and yeah, I don't think Mike could. Well, I don't think Mike, and maybe even you. There's a lot of devil worshipping in this show.
Yeah,
And it's not really painted as like a frowned upon thing. So
Really?
yeah.
it's a lot of real world occultism, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember watching the other Sabrina, the original Sabrina, but wasn't that like a comedy?
Yeah, it was like a sitcom, I think.
And
Yeah,
so
I didn't watch it either. But I've been watching this. Yeah, they say like Hail Satan like all the time.
what?
Yeah. And they got SJW stuff going through there too. It's crazy. So
Are you trolling? Are you trolling me and Mike, or?
no, I'm
No,
being
it's
legit.
real.
100% legit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a episode by episode review on it after I'm done watching the first season. So
oh, Edwin, that super chat's for you.
Yeah. This is a $2 super chat from Antonio Malpica. Edwin, getting pretty ballsy.
whoa.
Pretty ballsy every day. Oh, $2 from Rumble Terrier. He says, I read the Satanic Church wants to sue the show. Well, maybe maybe Tim Doyle will be a part of that suit.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that, Mike?
What?
Tim Doyle, there's an old video of him, I guess a couple of years back. The Houston or the Austin Church of Satan did some fundraiser to buy feminine sanitary products, and Doyle was part of it.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So he's a member, or was a member, of his local Church of Satan.
Something wrong with that, boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seeing some love for Melissa Joan Hart in the chat.
I'm gonna go scan this in real quick.
She was the actress in the show, the original show, right? On the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is she involved in the? We don't own a TV, so I barely can keep up with this nonsense.
Yeah. No, she's not on the Netflix show. So. That I'm aware of. I mean, unless they put her in makeup or something, but
She's Satan.
she could be. Well, no. They've definitely made Satan is part of the patriarchy. Everything is part of the patriarchy in this show.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the girl from Mad Men? Is this the younger daughter from Mad Men?
Yep. She was on that show.
Well, I'm looking at this. And what is this? Sci-fi. It says, "Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is the feminist revenge fantasy we need right now." All right.
Yeah. And I tell you, and Nasser's on the same page, I think. But I mean, Nasser is, an easy mark. But, I think if they just took out a lot of this SJW, I mean, the Satan stuff, they're going to stick with that because they're doing like a hard edge. These are witches. So that's not going to get gone. But the SJW stuff, man, if they just took that out for everybody else, it would be an enjoyable show. That girl actually does do a good role. She is a pretty good actress. I'm impressed with her. But every time that SJW crap comes out of her mouth, I'm just like, oh my gosh, really? But yeah, people that are, like Mike, yourself, hardcore Christian, I don't think there's any way you guys are going to end up watching this show.
Yeah, I was never planning on it, actually.
Yeah.
Hulk Smash asks, what am I doing with that page? Where will it be? It is going to be the Christmas card. I promised a Christmas card along with as the $100,000 stretch goal. So the Christmas card is going to be this, and because you guys should all get your packages before Christmas. Hopefully well before Christmas. But that is the only place you're going to get that image. So you have to buy something. But yeah, it'll come with every single shipped purchase. So as long as you bought something, you'll get that. Antonio Malpica for $5. Satan is trying to destroy the patriarchy, so that show is in error. Yes, house divided against itself cannot stand.
I've been digging deep into postmodern theory and like some of this feminism and stuff, like intersectionality and all this other nonsense. I was listening to this intersectional feminist say that capitalism is distinctly anti-woman. Oh man, there's like a limit to the amount of this stuff that you can process without. Your face starts to hurt listening to some of this nonsense after a while.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism
has set many a woman free.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ask Oprah.
Well, capitalism, for the most part, at least consumer goods, Most of television, most of advertising is directed at women because women make most of the purchasing decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Women control the market.
That's right. You can almost never go wrong with appealing to female vanity.
Yeah, I'm tired of this matriarchy. Clip that. Throw it online. Hate speech.
Patriarchy, patriarchy, lobsters.
But that's what I meant to ask Professor Geek about this when he was on there. I think some of these arguments that we have with some of these SJWs, we're actually speaking from two completely different frameworks. Like most of us are probably modernist, right? You know, we're thinking from a perspective of, enlightenment, the age of reason and so forth, the age of heroism. And all these people are speaking from this whacked out, there is no objective truth. The idea of truth itself is meaningless. And so all you have are particular narratives and power. And so there's no point to ever come to consensus with us. There's no point to even try and persuade us. The only point is to obtain power for your particular narrative and to diminish anybody else's narrative.
Yeah, I did a really long section.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, that was me. I'm just kidding.
Sounded like someone was stabbing a motorcycle.
Sorry about that.
I did a particularly long segment today on cross-examinations, pretty much on that. And someone wrote this long posting about how morality is subjective. And it was funny because it took me probably 15 or 20 minutes to get through the whole thing. But the thing at the end he got to was that that morality was instinct, right? And I'm just thinking, how incredibly backwards can you possibly get to think that instinct is morality? Because it is instinct to do all of the bad things that we want to do, right? It is instinct to want to hit someone when you're angry. It is instinct to want to take a girl whether she wants you to or not, right? It is instinct to want things that you can't afford. Morality is literally the counterbalance to instinct. And it's like, he's just thinking, no, we just believe all these things naturally. And but I'm like, dude, have you paid no attention to the entire history of the planet? Look how good my video is now.
Yeah, it even says HD on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, here, now you guys can see it better. It's finished.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
Hold on, I'm going to lock it on your thing so I can see it here.
Yeah. Want to lock it on mine for a minute?
That looks great, man.
All right, so I see Cecil. I some sort of tentacle, which could be a reference to a couple different things.
Yeah, Bigfoot Bill is right here.
Okay, I see Brutus. Who is? I see what looks like a jawbreaker. I don't remember his name.
Silk.
Silk. This is White from Black and White.
Okay, all right. Now going back up, that looks like a snowman with Umbrella's umbrella.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Who is that in the painting? Is that? Oh, I know who that is. That's.
Is that the Imaginaut?
That's your other. Yeah, it's the Imaginaries. It's
yeah.
All right.
That.
Who is that next to Lone Star?
That's Angel.
That's Angel. Oh, okay.
Character from Lone Star.
Yeah, and then
it's Mike's wife. Mike knows. Mike knows. He drew her last night for Laura Croft too.
who's in the Santa hat?
Dark Santa.
Yeah. All right, now this looks like one of Malin's characters next.
Lilith Mayhew. Yep.
Okay. There's Cyberfrog. There is who's the person right above Red Rooster?
Lynx.
You know. Oh, come on, Mike. Edwin was gonna get it.
I'm sorry. It's just on my laptop. It's about like the size of my thumb. I just can't.
Oh.
That's blurry. Now it's blurry? What?
No, it's okay. It's tightening up.
Who is that character exactly? Oh, what is it for?
That's Lynx, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then Red Rooster.
Got the unicorn. Got a plate full of money.
Mike, what are you doing with that money? You gonna detail that or what?
I'm going to use actual money for the top.
A little mini rhino.
Oh,
It's a unicorn.
Put it on white. Put it on white so Art the Bear can.
Unicorn art. It's a unicorn. Did you see white art?
Yeah, I saw it on Ethan's. Thank you, man. That looks cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, she looks great.
You're a badass. Shut your mouth.
And
Oh,
then
who's the little girl behind Brutus? I missed her.
You missed Detective Dead here. And
Oh,
this is, Knuckle Bomb. Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb.
Oh, cool.
She got knuckle bomb.
And then this is Mark Wade Turkey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't notice that. Mike.
Got the butter in there. Got the pie.
Got a little mistletoe.
Hey, Mike, did you hear my suggestion to put on the plate? I
What?
said Taco Bell.
Oh, I thought about putting some Taco Bell in front of her.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So there it is. If you want it and you haven't purchased anything from the store, you got a little bit of time left. But there it is. Merry Christmas, everybody.
How's it going, Art?
It's going good, brother. Yeah,
How you doing
I got this stupid iPad, and I've been trying to get on Ethan's for the last 4 hours, and then I tried with Mike's link, and the iPad isn't letting me hook up to Google.
You might need a Chrome browser.
Well, I've done it before, though. That's the thing. I've used it, so I got to look into it tomorrow. So I'm on the computer now. I'm not going to be able to draw with you guys.
Oh,
Did you
somebody asked who's between White and Brutus. That is Bigfoot Bill.
There's the bill.
Yeah. And then here's his tentacle from the thing.
I like the R instead of the D.
Rick. Well, come on.
He's Rick now.
He is Rick.
Like, come on.
Be something other than diversity. You didn't even notice. You didn't even notice, Malin.
Now that I did, I'm not going to be able to unnotice.
You're welcome. Hey, Elliot.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
You inspired me. I was drawing all the time while you were on Ethan's thread. And I was like, I can't wait to get on this thing. And like I said, my damn iPad. So now I'm just going to have to watch you draw without drawing myself.
You're eating pie, aren't you?
I'm what?
What are you eating?
Oh, I'm eating some trail mix. How soft.
Oh, hey, Mike. When's next Night's Watch?
Oh, I don't know. I will have to line that up. I just last 2 weeks was just exploded and busy, so we'll have to plan that out. I'll shoot a note and see what day. I can't do it on Wednesday or Tuesday, obviously, and I can't do it on Thursday because we're going to start a Bible study here. So,
Oh, for your other program?
No, Bible study for my kids.
Oh,
and some other people. So,
what, in your house?
Yeah. You want me to stream that too?
My wife does that every Wednesday.
Oh, your wife has a Bible study in your house, Art?
Yeah, every Wednesday, my wife's friends come by, and they chat.
Yeah.
About the book, the good book.
Yeah.
And Art doesn't join in.
Yeah. What about you, Edwin?
No, I'm busy trying to make a living, so.
What's that, Maitland?
You're gonna have Bible study on Wednesdays at the house?
Every day is a Bible study.
Oh. Whoa.
So you're
Shots
the only
fired.
one.
Shots fired, Mike. What are you gonna do about that?
I hold church on YouTube every day. It's called Cross Examinations.
Shots fired back, Edwin.
No,
My son says I need a new name for it because someone already has a Bible show, a YouTube show called Cross Examinations. Or is it just a channel? Cross Examine? Well, mine's fine. Cross Examine. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.
You just call it Bible study.
That's
Tell Evil to think on it for 24 hours. He'll come up with something cool. Give him a task other than gaming.
Who? Elijah?
Yeah, Evil E. He'll come up with something cool.
He's working on board games. He's
okay.
Working on his empire. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It will overshadow you all.
Whoa!
Nice. Wait a second. I didn't sign up for this.
Shots fired.
Here you go, Maitland. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. I commune with mine own heart, saying, Lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge, and I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So under that theory, Mr. Maitland, I would assume you might be the happiest man on earth.
Sure. The whole time you're reading that, I was just like, you know what? I really want Edwin to read the Ozymandias poem when he's done.
The Ozymandias.
Whatever he's rattling on about, I want to read that Ozymandias. Sorry, you had to back my ADD while you started talking.
Edwin, you kind of sound like
a great voice.
You kind of sound like Johnny Cash introducing one of his songs.
What is that? And I'll reread it at another point in time.
That is the first. Let's see. That was Ecclesiastes. Yeah. First chapter.
All right.
Yeah, but that is Ecclesiastes is obviously probably the inspiration for the Ozymandias lines.
I don't mind being the smartest man in the world. I just wish it wasn't this one. You remember that line?
Is that from the book or from the movie?
Do you remember they did ads for Watchmen, and they had like each one of the characters had like their own ad page, and they had like an image that was drawn, and then they had a caption. And then Ozymandias's was like he was sitting and he had that Burbast or whatever that cat is with the screens behind him. And then the caption just said, I don't mind being the smartest man in the world. I just wish it wasn't this one.
Nope.
And then what was Rorschach's was, I wish that, what was it, the world was a neck and I had my hands around it or something like that.
He's so friendly.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. Yeah, great at parties.
with children.
He'd be a great babysitter.
And if he was the babysitter in that Halloween movie, that'd be perfect.
Art, I think Kiss was on a talk show live. God, I can't remember what they're all called now. But they did Love Gun, and Paul Stanley sounded terrible.
Yeah,
Really?
he's gone. Yeah, he is. His voice is gone.
Yeah.
But check out, like, just type in Times Square. I think they just dominate Times Square right now with the big screens, and they must have paid $1 billion for ads. But there's like tons of screen. All those screens are like Kiss related. So I guess they're going back on tour.
This is their farewell tour, right?
The farewell tour. Yeah. It's like the third one.
How old is Paul Stanley now?
Those guys got to be in their 70s.
All I see is the sailor kissing the lady when I type in Kiss Times Square.
I just saw it.
Are you sick, Art?
No, I got allergies, so yeah, I'm having a little bit of problem here. Sorry about that, guys.
I'll be right back.
I thought California was like the incredible land of no sickness or perfect weather.
We live in the hills here, so we actually have for California we have a change of seasons here. So fall and spring are not good for me.
Well, turn it up. Hungry for the medicine. Two-fisted to the very end. No more treated like aliens. We're not gonna take it. No lies. No more allies. Turn it up. Got me hypnotized. Rock on. Won't be crinkleized. Well,
Just happened.
Truer words were never spoken.
I love it loud.
Loud. I want to hear it loud. Right between the eyes. Is that the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, the video I saw where they did that live performance, though, people were complaining because the music sounded like it was on a pre-recording. Everything except for Paul Stanley.
Yeah, they play to a major track. When I saw them live in Texas a couple years ago, yeah.
Oh, they were lip syncing. Oh, that's unfortunate.
They're not lip syncing, but there's a lot of like backup tracks, like guitars and backing vocals and things like that.
Yeah, so they really don't have to play.
Yeah, a lot of bands do that now, though.
Oh yeah, I mean it's so, yeah, backing vocals and like even like the bands like Slipknot, all that screaming. I mean, you got to do something to kind of, well, maybe not Slipknot because they have like 3 screamers in it, but yeah, you're gonna lose your voice. Can't do that your whole career.
Can't do that every night.
Oh yeah, Paul Stanley is 66.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's too old for rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
I
He's
always
only
thought
supposed to be a band for 5 years. What happened to that?
I always thought what Kiss should have done is just like recruit a bunch of young guys, dress them up like them, and just set them free. Just go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then
why didn't Gene Simmons think about that? They should have licensed it. He'd be rolling right now.
right. And every 10 years, just like trade up a new band, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Play
Ghost
up
pretty
to,
much does it, except for the singer.
Yeah, he's and no one knows what he looks like, so in time they could actually trade that guy out too.
Yeah.
Are you
Totally work.
Wasn't Gene Simmons' son working on a comic book back in the day? Is he still doing?
Yeah, some kind of manga or something, right? Yeah, I never saw it.
All the kids want to do mangoes.
Yeah, the knuckle bombs.
Yeah, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them, Art?
Knuckle bombs of the world.
Yeah.
Be proud of your American roots.
Yeah.
Jack Kirby.
What are you drinking, Mike?
What's that?
This is half Merlot, half port.
Oh, wino.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's a fun little concoction. because it's not quite as strong as a port. And I put it with ice. I like it iced. So.
Wait a minute, you drink wine with ice in it?
Yeah, man, you should try it. It's great.
Weird.
Oh, it's like coffee with ice. Actually, I drink it all the time.
I love iced coffee. That's all I drink
Yeah,
all
me
day.
too.
Iced coffee in the day, and then I drink iced wine at night.
Oh, Malin, John, when I went to see Halloween the other day, we actually ate at Taco Bell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are your squirts?
It actually, I fared well, but actually, Taylor, who writes with me on Black and White, she had some problems.
She got the squirts.
She had a couple problems. She couldn't even sit through the movie.
Oh no!
Mind over matter. That's all it is.
If you don't mind, it don't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. She's been programmed to hate Taco Bell. Once she accepts it for the great, fantastic tacos that it is, she'll be fine.
The best part about it is that's where she wanted to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has good taste.
I'm not sure she agrees with you right now.
Nah.
Yeah.
She's doubled over in the bathroom.
Yeah.
For the love of God, why?
It's the worst when you have to do it in public.
What'd you think about Halloween?
You know what? I liked it. I really did. I thought that it had the feel of the original. I thought a lot of the actors brought it. There was obviously some inconsistencies and some bad writing, but other than that, I thought it was really good.
What did Taylor think about it?
She thought the same. I wanted the one cop. I wanted him to live at least long enough to have a back-to-back scene with Lori, where they just kind of fought, and then he died with his boots on or something like that. I thought the doctor taking him down was
Dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the doctor thing. It was a little weird too.
Ray Thulu in chat says Taco Bell is ambrosia with a side of manna from heaven.
To some people, yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah, so there's 142 people in here. If everyone can hit like on there, that'll help the channel get a little more visibility, and people can be exposed to Art's squirt stories.
Yeah,
Wow.
I have plenty of them.
Good times.
But hey, Mike, or not Mike, I'm sorry, John, what did you think of Halloween?
I did a whole review on it. Overall, it was okay. But right where the dude got hit, or when Michael Myers got hit by the car, that's where it really lost me. I had a lot of goodwill for it at that point, but after that, as soon as it started amping up, it started slowing down. And I think that the girl, Lori's granddaughter, that entire scene from that point on should have been Michael Myers chasing her down and giving her a little bit more importance in the movie, instead of it just stopping. And the moment they threw Michael Myers in the back seat with her, she should have been flipping her lid. This is a guy she's been warned about her entire life, and it's any moment he's going to wake up.
Yeah, and I thought it was weird where when she gets out, it's like she's being chased for it seems like minutes, and it keeps going on. They keep cutting back to her, and then you realize at some point that Mike Myers is in the house. He's not even chasing her anymore. She's running like she's being chased, and then there's that scene with the mannequins, and she's freaking out there. I'm like, you were just in the back seat with Michael Myers.
Yeah, and now these mannequins are gonna freak you out. Get out of town.
And that's your grandma's house. That's what she does. Why are you freaking out like this?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Michael Myers older than Paul Stanley now?
They had me on with that too, man, because they make it clear that he's old. Like like right from the get-go, it's very clear that he's old, and they're not trying to play that down at all. And when they do the bathroom scene, Art knows what I'm talking about. Just the sheer size of this guy and kind of the power that they're showing. I'm like, oh yeah, this dude can. This guy can still do some real damage. I believe that a 70-year-old man could do some damage at that bathroom scene.
But,
Yeah.
but
Rad
what
is
is
if,
it?
if,
Does he stop? Does he stop and slather on some icy hot and some tiger bone before he chases down the people to murder him? I mean, how does it work?
No, they should have done that.
what would have been great is if Michael Myers stopped and when his mask was ripped off, it was like Mike Myers.
Oh no.
Oh, the actor?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. It's a bit nutty.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I gave it like I think I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 7 when I reviewed it. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's not the absolute worst. The ending of it
My
didn't.
class says old man strength, and you know what? That's you got to give it to him. Old man strength kicks in.
Yeah.
when you need it.
That's,
I wouldn't know. I'm a young pup.
Yep.
You're
No,
the
yeah. Art-
statesman of
Art's
Comicsgate.
pushing
Art.
Big, what are you pushing, Art? 5.0 or 6.0?
I'm 6'7".
Whoa! No, your age.
Yeah, 6'7". No.
Is that what it is? Are you
No,
really?
it's 5'7".
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're not
and he's
Michael
5'7".
Myers' age yet.
Actually, 5'7". That's my height too. That's weird.
Old man, take a look at your life. You're a lot like me.
I was just thinking the same thing. That's hilarious. Edwin, you gotta grow that beard back. Are you done with the asbestos work?
Probably after next week. After next week, I'll be able to start letting it. But it comes back fast.
Yeah.
That's no shave November.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
No shave November.
Look it up. Hashtag.
I did once where I wouldn't shave until I met my deadline. It was pretty nasty. My wife was going to divorce me.
You gotta shave your neck. I mean, you can't.
No, what's bad is that she was so mad that she wouldn't shave until he was done with the deadline.
So we have a $5 super chat from Antonio Malpica. Get Ethan on here, and we can call you all grumpy old men.
Nobody's happy.
Well, Antonio, we all can't be starting our career right now.
I'm starting over.
I feel like I'm starting over.
Can you grow facial hair, Miller?
I can grow a pretty decent goatee.
Yeah.
A Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
Mike, what is the story with the hair? Come on.
What do you mean?
The length.
Why do I have long hair?
Yeah.
I was sitting in front of Alpha Beta one time when I was 15 years old, 14. No, I guess I was 15. And this freaking Jeep pulls up in front, and this dude with super long hair jumps out of the back of the Jeep. And I'm like, that's rad.
Yeah.
So I grew my hair out.
That wild mane.
And I think he might have been Native American because he looked like, I mean, it was like black and just long, and it just looked like freaking, looked rad. And so I was like, I'm doing that.
Is that true? That sounds like a movie moment.
Yeah. Well, there would have been an easy test if you had just thrown some litter onto the ground and looked for the single teardrop. You would have known.
So it was basically like when Indiana Jones in the the third one, Holy Grail, when it's River Phoenix and he sees that other archaeologist with that hat.
Yep.
And he's so like, wow, this dude is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was Mike's Indiana Jones moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how cool the guy was, but he had cool hair. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you
yeah,
basically
I grew it out by the time I was by the time I was a senior in high school, I could get it in a ponytail, and that was it. The only time I've ever cut it was in 1999 or 2000. And I didn't even realize why. I was talking to my mom, like, I don't know why I cut my hair. I just remember I was sitting on the bed one day and I go, why do I have long hair? And I just freaking grabbed it and I just chopped it off.
You lost all your strength.
No, this is gonna get depressing. I was talking to my mom about it years later, and I go, yeah, I don't know why I cut my hair off that time. And she's all, you just lost a baby. And I'm like, oh. And it's weird because it's a customary sign of mourning in a lot of cultures that have long hair. Like if you lose someone, you cut your hair off in mourning. And it was just like this natural instinct to me. Like I was just sitting there. I don't know. Maybe you're in a space where you're like, this is meaningless. This is, you know. And
yeah.
I just liked it. So.
What's the longest your hair's ever been?
Around middle of my butt, I guess, because it's like you lean against the wall, and then like you go to move away from the wall, and it's like pulling your hair.
Oh no!
Your butt is sticking the hair to the wall. That's usually when I get a little.
Yeah.
That's enough.
So when you do get a cut, where do you like bottom of the shoulder blades? Is that about what you're telling your barber or your wife?
No, I just whip it around, and if it's about, I'll cut it to about here. So I'll probably go another year and then just whack it off when it's about 10 inches.
Okay. You ever donate it to charity?
Sometimes.
That's cool, man.
I have a bit of it socked away in my drawer. So.
Let's see. This is a $5 super chat from Antonio Malpica, also known as Critias. Wish me luck today. I'm going to be pitching my horror movie to 3 movie executives via Skype. I need all the prayers I can get.
You got it, brother.
We always wish the best for you, Antonio.
He'll nail it.
So,
Dennis Peruch says, perhaps Malin can beat you in drawn and quartered once his hair is longer than yours.
That'd take a long time, guys.
Yeah.
I shaved my hair off like I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, or well before Halloween.
Shaved it bald?
Yeah, you know, just grab buzzers, buzz it off. I'm not razor blade or anything.
like a suck cut? Do you use a suck cut? It sucks as it cuts.
No.
Well, it definitely does suck.
Oh, Critias. Critias says, Blacklist Universe, better enjoy it now because you're going to have a samurai haircut when you're 50. Critias, I'm 47. I'll be 50 in 3 years. This hair is not going anywhere.
You gonna do a man bun?
I think he's referring to how the samurais are bald here and then they do the top knot.
What do you call that? Right. Tonsure? A tonsure? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, that's not a very good look.
Oh no, that's the
samurai. Because every time I see them, I want to be like, yeah, these guys are bad butt, man. And then you look at that weird balding hairline they do intentionally. You're like, what were you guys thinking?
Next time, just say bad buttocks.
Yeah, bad buttocks.
I wonder why they did that. The samurai do that on purpose. Maybe like their shogun was like balding, and he's like, "Oh, everyone else has to have same haircut."
Yeah, yeah, that's my theory for the yarmulke too. Someone was like, "Oh man, I'm not going to get any respect anymore. Everyone will throw this bad boy up on your head too." All right.
Moses was quite vain, that one. No.
It hides a multitude of sin.
Sumotori. Aki Taro says, Sumotori. So Art, how's what are you at 42,000 now?
Yeah, almost 40. We're coming in on 43 right now. So I'm very happy. Thanks to all for the support and for the pledges. I appreciate it. And I'm actually now I'm working digital, so I am working with you guys.
You.
Have you done any? Wait, you're working digital. You don't know how to use a tablet.
Almost all the black and white stuff is me
Mouse?
working digital. Yeah.
With a mouse?
Yeah, with the mouse.
Killing
In the
me.
house.
No, you're not serious.
Yeah.
Are you?
MS Paint, going MS Paint and pulling out all the stumps, or
You guys can't hear the mouse clicking?
Are you serious, Art, that you're inking that with a mouse?
Yeah.
I can't believe that. No way.
Yeah, you guys should see the work I do. I have a Wacom. I just need time to practice on the damn thing.
Jeez.
Please do.
It's
You hurt my
pen.
heart.
You've been practicing for 35 years.
Not on the Wacom.
It's not much different, brother.
Yeah, what's more natural, a pen in your hand or a mouse clicking for inking?
At this point, a mouse.
Jeez.
I got time logged in, baby.
Yeah.
Well, get over it.
Yeah, your life could be that much simpler, Art.
It'll get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop doing this to yourself.
How long have we been doing this?
So
Well,
let's
hey,
go
this
back to
Aloha
John.
Hour has gone for an hour and a half. My wife just got home, so let's wrap this up, shall we? John, is there anything you would like to share?
Yeah, you guys can find me at John Malin on Twitter, John Malin on YouTube, and I don't have any projects to promote anymore, so I'll promote somebody else's. Check out
LONESTAR, Heart of the Hero.
Johnny Phantasm. It's on Indiegogo right now.
I know, it's my show. Elliot,
Yes, sir.
pitch yourself.
So you can find some of my other work over at bigbridgedesigns.com, but otherwise you can find me here on YouTube at the Elliot Fernandez, and also at Jerkmonger in Twitter.
That is
also
Jerkmonger with a J.
That is, and also you can go find me on Instagram, which is where I spend most of my time, at Elliot Fernandez Art.
Party Bear.
Black and white, Indiegogo, in demand. It's still going strong, so if you haven't picked up a book, please do. And you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the usual places. And it's just Art T. Bear. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Edwin.
Word.
yeah, I'm all over YouTube. You can find me here very frequently. I like to stream with that umbrella guy also. And then I'll even stream on my own channel. And then you can find me on Twitter as Edwin Boyette.
Ray Thulu brings up that Gary Shipman's sketchbook has 1 day left. Gary Shipman's fantastic sketchbook. Do go over to Indiegogo and check that out. He is at G Shipman, right? At Mr. G Ship. Mr. G Ship. I am Mike Miller. I am the host of this channel, Blacklist Universe. This has been the Aloha Hour. Please do check out my Indiegogo at LoneStarComic.com. LoneStarComic.com. Easy way to get there. I am Abacus Mike on Twitter. Please do sign up for my mailing list. A lot of guys are having some trouble with the YouTubes. So if I need to land someplace else and you want to know how to follow me, please do sign up for that mailing list. Edwin, please do your salutation. Well, not salutations. What's the... Say your goodbye.
It's outro.
Your outro.
All right, so Tuesday is election day. Tuesday is election day, and people tend to get caught up in these people who claim to represent me, claim to represent you, and be so very interested in our lives and kind of hinge the very survival of whatever particular thing on this thing that occurs at best once every 2 years. Now, absolutely go participate, go vote. It is important not to be passive. And it's important to make sure to voice who you believe in, what you believe in, and participate in our democratic republic. I'm talking now to the American audience. But at the same time, people seem to get very caught up and allow these political issues, allow these strangers, these politicians, to become so important, right? To let these issues separate us. And most of us agree on so many more things than we differ on. Most of us have so many things in common. Most of us all want the same things for our friends, for our families. It's sometimes the people around this process try to pose these particular points which seem to separate people. Just remind yourself. Remind yourself that we're all in this voyage together. Right? We're all in this voyage together. Your neighbor is not your enemy, and you're enjoined to love your neighbor like yourself. Right? And so don't let this election be something that separates you from people that you have affection for, the people you love, your family and your friends. It is not that important. Democracy is important. Voting is important. But these things that occur once every 2 years should not separate you from the people you care about and your family. So, as I so often do, wherever you are in the world, make that place better by being the best version of yourself that you can be, right? And show the people around you as much kindness, compassion, and respect that you can. So wherever you are is better because of you. Anyway, until we all meet again, thank you so much for joining us, and I wish you a good night and aloha.
Aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Lone Star Squadron, you are dismissed. Elijah, take us out of here.